Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, of all blah blah blah. Welcome to episode 94. Yes, 94. My birth year of the Shadow Kvlt podcast. And, well, it's only a three-man group this week. Myself, Scott, James, Walter, and Ricky could not make it tonight.
We do not like AEW. We are bots. AI. We are not here. We
Independent studies. 6 stars. 6 stars. Cannot compute. Error.
WWE is greatest. Tony Khan is no one. Independent studies.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I once had a jackass. I loved that jackass. Then one day, I had to kill that jackass. Just like I will kill you, Ric Flair. I can't keep this going. This is ridiculous.
That's not AI. That's my son, Bruce.
Hashtag talk about it later. Anyway, hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How's everybody doing out there in the internet world?
How you feeling? Yeah, independent studies, folks. Bots. It's all about the bots. Baby got bots. Baby got bots. I like big butts and I cannot lie. And AEW fucking sucks, yeah.
Wow. Say what you really feel.
Where's that Tony Khan with my cocaine? Oh god, he's got butts. I got schlots. I need more schlots of that stuff. Oh.
Clip that.
Yeah, indeed, clip that.
Now we got
Krusty, did you?
Krusty! But
Krusty the Clown shares opinions on certain things.
I've got a jackass. I need a jackass.
This is the closest you'll ever get to an award, you big fat loser. Just don't go dropping it in the shower, Bob.
Anyway, what are we talking about tonight?
I have no fucking clue.
I don't know. I don't even know. Tonight we're we're back on track. So we're back on track after we took last weekend off because, well, we're going to talk about later WrestleMania. But
WrestleMania, fighting to survive.
Just like that. For this week, we are talking. We're going back.
WrestleMania legit was jackass, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
more on that later.
Talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
20 stars.
Dub C Dub
94.
So
Once
we're
again,
back. Yeah.
The year of your birth.
Yep. So
and it all fits. It's episode 94, the year of Levi's birth, and the year of this show.
There you go. Amazing.
Didn't plan that way. It just happened.
It was the bots. It was
total coincidence. An independent study shows that was a total coincidence, and anything else is all bots.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But, we're back to talking WCW for the first time in a while. We're talking the very first... We're talking the first Spring Stampede pay-per-view of 1994. So,
From
WCW
Chicago.
I almost did the accent. WCW Spring Stampede 1994 from the Rosemont Horizon in Rosemont, Illinois, otherwise Chicago. So, stats, because we all love them stats, just like asses.
Stats. Mm-hmm. Stacks the ass.
So, this show had an attendance of 12,200, 9,000 of which paid. Second highest attended show of 1994 with Bash at the Beach and Halloween Havoc tied as the highest. Livegate $107,000, third highest in 94 with Halloween Havoc as the highest. Pay-per-view buys $120,000, second lowest with Super Brawl 4 and Slamboree tied as the lowest. So, attendance in Livegate, pretty solid. Pay-per-view buys, remember, wrestling recession still during that
context
time.
of 1994, it was not bad for what WCW was doing at that time. We were close to Hogan coming in and stuff, but we're not there quite yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know if there were any renovations, but 8 years prior, this was the setting for the second location of WrestleMania 2. It was at the Rosemont Horizon.
That didn't even sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And
this
then-
show outdrew one portion of WrestleMania 2.
And then 3 years later, this building would take place to WrestleMania 13. Butterfly effect. But
we can say that this show is better than that and that.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
because
Holy crap,
overall,
this was a good
this
show.
was an awesome show.
really good.
One of the best shows in WCW history.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Then again,
There's not
most
really a
Spring
bad
Stampede.
match.
Yeah, most
There's not really
Spring
a bad
Stampede
match on this show, So
Yeah, most Spring Stampede shows are always up there among the best in company
Like,
history
even
overall.
2000 was good.
Mhm.
And a lot of 2000s sucked, but Stampede
Yeah.
that year, actually, not bad.
Yep.
So with all that said, let's get into the matches. So we kick things off with the opening match, Johnny B. Bad versus Diamond Dallas Page with the Diamond Doll. Yeah, this was about a year and a half before their feud really got going with the $13 million angle and over the television championship. So, yeah, the match itself was decent, but they would have basic match, but they would have much better matches in just a year and a half from here over bigger stakes. But for what it was, yeah, it was the shortest match of the night, but it served its purpose. It was a basic match, but it was decent for what it was.
And allow me to do the plugging here because we just had a DDP match. Go to James We Are Pro Wrestling YouTube channel and find out all about Diamond Dallas Page, as he just dropped a video giving you all kinds of information about DDP. So check that out.
His entire WCW career from managerial start all the way to the end.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is that time where things are starting to, like...
He's coming back. He just came back to the company after the injury and leaving, and he's coming back and he's winning some, but still putting over the more important names.
Right. And
at the
you know,
time, Johnny B. Bad was one of the more... He wasn't a top guy, but he wasn't a bottom guy either. He was that reliable mid-card star that you could put a TV title on, or if you wanted a really good kind of early of the card match, that's what Johnny B. Bad was for.
And great opening match for the entire show. It gets the crowd going, and the freaking crowd is on fire this whole night. It's Chicago, so it's a wrestling town, and they're into this whole show. You know, from start to finish, they're in it. So, yeah, and that helps the show too. When the crowd's in, you're good.
But in the end, wow, voice crack. But in the end, Johnny B. Bad defeated Diamond Dallas Page in 5 minutes, 55 seconds. Coincidence with the time? I think not.
Yes, it was.
Just with the numbers 5, 5, 5.
5, 5.
5.
That's the coincidence. That's the coincidence.
Feel
But,
the bang.
But moving on to match number 2, and it's the first of 4. Yeah,
You
first
just
of
got
4
sued by
championship.
TDP.
Oh boy. Moving on to match number 2 and the first of 4 championship matches of the night for the WCW World Television Championship. Champion Lord Steven Regal with Sir William versus Brian Pillman. Really good match between these two.
Oh,
Yeah, great match.
Like, Regal with that TV title was so fucking good.
Yeah.
What I really loved about this match was the psychology, because back then the TV championship was only defended for a certain period of time. In this match, it's 15-minute time limit. And they put over in the commentary that you only have 15 minutes, so you have to go right for the champion. You can't do the big feeling out process. And that's exactly what Brian does in this match. He attacks Regal right off the top. Yeah, it's playing off with the angle that was going into this match, but it makes total sense psychologically for the challenger to just go after the champion, start beating the freaking fuck out of him so we can get the opportunity to possibly win. And what does Regal do? Every chance he gets Pillman down, ties him up in something. Pillman gets out, take him down, tie him up in something else. Pillman Pillman gets out, tie him up in something else, just constantly doing that throughout the match. And everything that freaking Regal does is so damn smooth in this match. My favorite part is like Pillman goes to like send him off, and Regal hits the ropes, and Pillman goes to do something. Regal just stops, picks his leg right out from underneath him, and puts it right back in a fucking hole. It's like, nah, I'm not fucking around here. They're just going to do that. Like, why doesn't people do that? Do you realize that if NXT UK signed Brian Pillman Jr., you could have a match between the two sons?
Yeah.
Charles Dempsey and Brian Pillman Jr., they could have a fucking match themselves just to have a tribute to their fathers from this match. That'd be freaking amazing.
That would be pretty cool.
Really, really enjoyed this match, and the storyline, the psychology. Commentary, too, is on point this night, too. Bobby Heenan is doing really good with this one. Even Shivani's there, too, to do his thing, but that helps, too. They're staying pretty focused on it. Bobby gets his jokes in, as he usually does, but more often than not, he's doing, like, the coaching from ringside thing, and like, Tony's calling him on it and all that stuff. Classic Bobby-Tony camaraderie there, so that always helped, too. Yeah, but again, the match, really enjoyed it. Time limit draw. Makes sense.
As was tradition with Regal and the TV title.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
as in the end, Lord Steven Regal fought Brian Pillman to a time limit draw in 15 minutes. So then we move on to match number 3, and it's the tag team Chicago Street Fight. Cactus Jack and Max Payne versus the Nasty Boys, and holy shit,
this was fucking great.
When it comes to hardcore brawl matches in WCW history, this ranks up there among the best. Like, holy shit, these two teams beat the fuck out of each other.
I'll go out and say it's one of the best pay-per-view matches in WCW history.
I agree.
Like, they got the right 4 guys to do this kind of a match.
It just did not care. I mean, this is ECW going on in WCW. That's what, it's got the tables, got the all the stuff going on there. I was a little pissed off watching it again for the finish because you see Foley, Cactus Jack, take that fucking nesty plunge off the ramp there, and they barely caught it on camera.
Yeah.
This is why, remember the old days where we didn't have producers and agents? That's why we have them now, so they don't miss this shit. Yeah, there was like little things like that, like, oh, fuck, man, I wish they had caught that and put it over more than they should, because that led to the finish. But everything else there, in the ring, out of the ring, on the ramp, in the merchandise area there, all that stuff, fantastic. Greatest match of Max Payne's career. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So...
But in the end, the Nasty Boys defeated Cactus Jack and Max Payne in 8 minutes 54 seconds. And then we get to the final match of the first half of the show and the second of 4 championship matches of the night for the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship. Champion stunning Steve Austin with Colonel Robert Parker versus the Great Muta.
Sorry, bot.
Now, going through this match, I would have thought that given who was in here, Muta versus Austin, and Austin pre-neck injury, one of the best in the ring.
Pre-neck and pre-knee.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. This is before all the knee braces, before the neck issues. Like, he was technically around this time was one of the best in the entire country.
Absolutely.
I would have thought...
I love this match. I love this match.
I mean, for me, it's like, given who was in here, I would have thought this would have been an amazing match, but for me, personally, it was really good, but I was hoping for more, if that makes sense. Like, I was expecting more. It was still really good, but not amazing by any stretch of the means.
Mm-hmm. I get what you're talking about. I mean, personally, I just love the chemistry these two had was so on point. And just the way they were able to interact with the crowd, and Muta is so over here. He does the littlest things, and it's always about the little things. The subtlety. I'm always been big on that, and just how Muta was really able to play up where he would cut Austin off and then take a few seconds, take a couple breaths, and then explode into something, and the crowd would fucking fire up. And then when he does the fucking comeback in this match, my God, that crowd is on its feet. And Steve's right there to feed and everything else. And then whoop! And even the referee sells it. Fucking Nick Patrick sells it like he was wishing it would not happen, but he just has to do what he has to do. And Levi, give us the finish.
I'll let you take the lead on it. Since
I don't
you're
know
so
I
amped up.
don't know the number about it. I don't know the time of it, but Muta makes the big comeback and everything else is going on. Here comes Steve Austin. Muta's right into the ropes. Austin goes to fire Muta. Muta back body drops Austin over the top rope, which at that time is an automatic disqualification. And you see the way Patrick sells it, like he's like he knew he didn't want to. But he's like, fuck yeah, ring the bell. Sorry. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, still United States champion, Steve Austin. We have Michael Buffer for the entire night, not when he was just doing the big main event matches. But and Muta, after the match, you can't really see it from the graphic that's on there, but he does a quick bow to each side of the ring, showing respect there too, because he knows he's like, fuck, this crowd was into me tonight. I'm happy. That's always a big thing for Japanese talent to come to America and really get over. You know, this is goes back 10 years prior when he was in Florida doing the Black Ninja thing, and then eventually would do the Great Muta in the late stages of Jim Crockett Promotions, earlier WCW, with Gary Hart as his manager, and just going all from there. And Starrcade Pryor is him for the NWA title. Is that when that was, or the year before that?
92.
92.
Okay.
So
okay.
about a year
Because
and a half.
that was the year he won the Battle Bowl as well.
Okay. Yeah, I could not remember the timeline there. Horrible at the time.
Muta was part-time at this point in WCW, and you didn't see him often, but when you did, it mattered.
Right. Yeah, and that was really good. And they were doing like a build-up to this match because he had Austin wrestle like 3 Japanese wrestlers at one time on like Saturday night or something to prepare for this match. So they were trying to make it important, you know, like trying to show Steve Austin's really actually preparing to face the Great Muta and defend his title. And like you guys were saying, this time Austin he's top of the food chain when it comes to wrestlers across the country, putting in solid matches every time, and you're starting to see that development of what he would become in 3 years.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets squashed by Jim Duggan in 20 seconds.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a story for another time. But...
Yep. But in the end, Steve Austin defeated the Great Muta by disqualification. Sigh. In 16 minutes, 20 seconds. So that's the first half of the show. Kicking off the second half, we get the third of 4 championship matches for the WCW International World Heavyweight Championship. Champion Rick Rude versus Challenger Sting. The continuation of the long-standing feud between Rude and Sting that started the moment Rude came into the company.
Yeah, it's been like almost
years before.
Yeah, it's been going on since they were fighting over the U.S. title. And then they teased something when Sting won the world title. They never went to it. And then right here with the international title.
Yeah. And for those who are watching that don't remember the international title, basically the big gold belt.
Right.
It was the NWA title, and there's so
what
much
was the title?
shit.
What was the title change that was contested over this? I forget. Was it Rude and Sting in Japan, or...
Rude and Sting in Japan happened after this, when Rude got injured.
That's when Rude got hurt. Okay.
Right.
I'm just trying to remember what was the title match that was under contention. What was that?
I think it was Rude and Flair, right?
Rude and Flair is the cause of it becoming the international title the year earlier.
So something like the NWA didn't recognize the title switch, that kind of thing.
Basically, they didn't want Rick... Well, WCW pretty much revealed that Rick Rude was going to be the world champion during tapings, and the NWA did. The NWA was like, that's breaking kayfabe. You can't be doing that, and we're not going to allow it. We don't want it, and so much bullshit. And WCW just pulled out of the NWA once and for all. And this is our belt. We own the rights to it, so we're going to do whatever the fuck we want with it.
So this is why we have a WCW World Championship and the International World, which is a frickin' same thing, Heavyweight Championship. So it's like stupid name and everything. But yeah, that's why we have it.
It was just a way to keep the big gold belt on television because they owned it.
Yep. So.
And hell, it wouldn't be long. I think, what was it? Was it Slamboree where they would unify the belts?
Unify it.
It was June at the Clash of the Champions, which a funny story about that is the Saturday night before the Clash, they spoiled the result of the Clash where Flair was going to unify it because they did the preview for the Bash at the Beach with Hogan and Flair, and it's like, yeah, new unified world champion Ric Flair. Before it even happened, they played the wrong tape.
Wow. Ruined that one.
Wow. Well, we know what happens now.
Yep, no need to get that. No need to watch that
which is worse, that or Michael Cole spoiling Austin was winning the title at Mania 15? God.
But the answer is yes, because
it's bad on both parts.
Yeah,
but anyway,
but overall, the match
match
itself, another really good match. Can we name a bad Sting Rude match? I can't.
No, nope. Obvious chemistry. Although the finish here is wonky. It's extremely wonky finish. Yeah, there's a lot of who fucked up, who missed the cue. There's a lot of like hesitation and like just get to it, please. Like, even the crowd's like,
wait, what?
No, no, yeah. It's like,
Yeah, so this was all. So before the match starts, we would get Harley Race coming out on behalf of Vader to say that Vader's challenging the winner of either one next time by to get a world title back, since he can't go after Flair right now. And then we get to the finish, and Harley and Vader come in to try and fight off everybody. And then Harley tries to go for Sting, but Sting ducks, but it looks so slow, and Harley hits Rude. And then
Vader's got a chair before. Vader had a chair on the floor, and Bockwinkel's like talking to him about something. And then all of a sudden they cut away and they cut back, and then Vader's on the floor with no chair. And then Harley's got the chair, and he's like waiting for them to get in position. Finally gets in the ring, and then hits Rude. Sting barely touches. I don't even know if he touched Harley at that point. I think Harley just
jolted out.
And then wake up the referee, and
yeah. But in the end, Sting defeated Rick Rude in 12 minutes 50 seconds to become the new WCW International World Heavyweight Champion. Next up, match number 6, we get the Bunkhouse match. Dustin Rhodes versus Bunkhouse Buck with Colonel Robert Parker. Just like the Chicago Street Fight, another awesome brawl. Holy fucking shit, the bloodshed in this match was insanity. Especially on Dustin's part.
Best matches in WCW.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He's just fucking caked. My God. Just a mess with that stuff. But this was another this kid's going to be somebody. He's earning it.
If everything had stayed the course of WCW and you not had Hogan and crew come in, I could have probably seen Dustin get an opportunity at the world title.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Indeed.
Before the whole NWA controversy, they wanted to put the NWA belt on Dustin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You definitely had the potential for a future Ric Flair-Dustin Rhodes feud.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been amazing.
You have history.
Yep. A lot of history there. It writes itself. They have Dusty come out there, cut the promos, and Dustin's like, no, Dad, I can do this myself, and all that other stuff. It would just be so good. Yeah.
Yeah. And is it just me? I was going to say, is it just me, or whenever I first saw Bunkhouse Buck, he looked like a southern version of Kenny Omega?
Jimmy Golden. The Goldens, Fullers, Welches, all relatives to each other, all owned Southern wrestling. I think they're also distant cousins to the Jarretts, too. I think they're all, somehow related.
Well, it's the South.
Yeah, thank you. Somebody said it. I was thinking it. But, yeah.
No offense to the people from the South, but...
No, not at all.
We love the South.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you all are really something. But,
wow.
Yeah, so there's
he said it.
It's bots. It's all bots. But an independent study has determined that the South is great.
I don't know. You lost me with the sarcasm anyways.
Really?
Get out of here.
I'm malfunctioning at this point.
Southern Ohio is not the South. Okay, sorry, kid. I don't care how close you are to Kentucky.
It's frozen.
The bots got him. The bots got him bad.
Anyway,
as we were talking about, Jimmy Golden is Bunkhouse Buck, the former tag partner of Colonel Rob Parker, Robert Fuller, the stud stable, because and Jimmy Golden's just a very underrated talent. Was okay in the tag division, but here you get to see really what he can do, and really helps Dustin get over like crazy.
Yeah, and in the end, Bunkhouse Buck defeated Dustin Rhodes in 14 minutes 11 seconds. Match number 7, the penultimate match of the show, we get a battle of big guys. We got Vader with Harley Race versus The Boss. The Boss.
This match was really good too.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite big man matches I think I've seen. Like, holy shit. Talk about, again, beating the fuck out of each other. Like, this show was all about guys just
big
beating the
meaty
shit
men
out of each
bumping
other.
meat.
Yeah, but I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy, but I have to say they do too much in this match. They go off the top rope way too much for guys their size. It's just like, got to back off on that stuff. It just was not necessary. They didn't need to. I understand, like, oh, it's going to pop the crowd. Yeah, but they did not need to fucking do that for this match. Still a good match. Do not deny that. I am not bad-mouthing it at all. It's good. Just like, you didn't need to do all the other stuff, in my opinion. If they had done nothing, like top rope stuff or all that stuff, even Vader taking the big run on the ramp and the dive over the top rope for the splash that pretty much jacks Boss's knee there, didn't need to do that. If they had done nothing, the moonsault, I think, would have been even more impressive because Muda didn't do one in his match. He never went for it. I don't know if that was a conversation that him and Leon had in the back to say,
probably,
boss, I'm doing a moonsault tonight. You okay with that? So it's like, that's it. So.
Because back in the day, you didn't do other people's moves.
No, what a concept there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He showed respect by doing that. So that's why I say there was probably a conversation between Muda and Leon saying, Masa, I know you do moonsault. Can I do moonsault tonight? You're not winning. I am. Go ahead. So that would make sense. But if they did nothing off the top rope and that was the finish, it would have been bigger, my opinion. Hate to be that guy, but I gots to be. It's the bots in my head.
Hey, you were in the business, so you have every right to talk about it like that.
Yep, a little bit.
But in the end, Vader defeated the Boss in 9 minutes 2 seconds. And now,
post-match, we got the stripping of the Boss, where Nick Bockwinkel basically says, hand over your club, hand over the handcuffs, hand over everything, you're no longer the Boss. Which was basically their reply to the WWF cease and desisting, because, let's be real, it was big boss man.
Yeah.
How that lasted more than one night is beyond me. Because when he first debuted in WCW, he was the boss man.
Right. He was.
And then, wait, I can get away with it. I'll dress in a black shirt. There's the difference.
I think just because it was a wrestling recession, WWE couldn't afford the cease and desist paperwork at the time.
Well, also, they were also dealing with some of their own legal stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the answer right there.
But it's like, eventually, it's like, wait a minute. He's using our intellectual property. We're going to cut that shit off now. And then this eventually led to him becoming the Guardian Angel.
Yep. And then Big Bubba again.
Yeah. But now on to the main event of the evening. The fourth
Is this 1989? Is this
5
1989?
years later.
5 years later,
shit.
main event for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, fourth and final championship match of the night. Champion Ric Flair versus challenger Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, 5 years. They wrestled in Chicago at Chi-Town Rumble. And wowzers. Classic then, and we get another classic between these two.
And this was the start of them turning Ric Flair heel because they know somebody's coming in soon. So we got to get him ready. Yep. He wasn't full-blown heel. He was the heel of the match.
Yeah.
It was a slow turn.
That's the thing, too. That's the thing, too. With Flair and Steamboat matches, from my recollection, Flair never really acted very quote-unquote heelish in their matches because they were just straight-up competitive matches. He didn't have to do the woos and be all cocky. It was straight up like, I know how fucking good this kid is. I cannot play around. And he does the same thing in this match, too.
Yeah, and I will say, like, and it's kind of interesting how, like, first half of the match was all about working the headlock, just wear him down. Crowd at first was kind of like, They were just like, And then by the time you get to, like, the second half, the crowd starts getting more into it as they start doing more and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, like the figure four that Steamboat puts on Flair. And Bobby Heenan on commentary putting it over the top, like Flair try and get to the ropes, but Steamboat kept pulling him back in, yanking it out from him. And then towards the end of the match where Flair does it, and Heenan's putting it over like, well, Flair was smart to go for the ropes, Steamboat's just fighting. And then you get towards the end to the finish where they are just going at each other so hard, and then Steamboat puts him in the what the fuck
double
is
chicken
that?
wing. Double chicken wing.
The double chicken wing. And he's like, and they were like, oh, this is how he beat Flair the first time. But then he turns it into a double arm suplex. 1, 2, 3. It seems like Steamboat won, but it turns out both men had their shoulders down. So the match ended in a double pin draw. In 32 minutes, 19 seconds, Ric Flair retained the championship.
Which, after Spring Stampede, going a little further, Flair relinquished the belt for a little bit of time, and then they had a rematch on Saturday night, which went the entire show. It was like a 40-something minute match, and Flair got back the world title.
Who is I'm trying to remember who's in charge at this time. So I'm trying, because it's not, I don't know, it's Dusty.
Who's the booker?
Yeah.
Woo!
Flair's the booker this time?
Yeah, Flair took over the book in February. In fact, he took over the book right before the rematch with Leon, where Leon was supposed to go over.
Yeah, it's Super Brawl.
Gotcha.
I wonder who got the book.
Yeah, good point. I wasn't sure if I thought it was Dusty who had the book at this time, but okay, that makes total sense. Then why we got a match 5 years, let's just say 5 years old, as the main event of this pay-per-view. So, which fit. They had a bad match. These guys don't have bad matches. There's plenty of evidence for that.
They were building this since Super Brawl, where Steamboat basically was like, I'm challenging who's ever the champion after the cage match.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was friendly, and then there was some miscommunication, and
slap. Oh, I'm sorry.
You go from there. But it's like, people kind of forget about these matches in 94, because it was like, it's 94.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just like when people talk about Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, they only talk about 1989. It's like, they had matches years before that were just as good as the 89 matches. These matches in 94, just as good as those matches in 89.
Yep. You don't even think about it.
But the matches in 89, because they're the trilogy, they get the more credit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But overall,
they were the in the 60s. It was Pat O'Connor and it was Pat O'Connor and like Buddy Rogers. They were the pairings that everybody wanted. In the 70s, it was Jack Briscoe and Dory Funk Jr. In the 80s, it was Flair and Steamboat. In the 90s, it was Shawn and Brett. 2000s, it was Joe and Punk on the independent scene. Those the feuds that really signified wrestling as the feud everybody was focused on in that time period.
But overall, Spring Stampede 94, as we said, probably one of the top 5, at the very least top 10 best pay-per-views that this company has
WCW ever had. I mean, hell, and as good as this show was, you could make a case that 99 was a better Stampede.
Yeah.
The one where Dallas won the world title, and you had all sorts of other matches on that show that were really fucking good. This one here, too, was amazing. Mm-hmm. It's like, not really a bad match, on
No.
here?
No. This is probably better than Starcade of that year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Starcade Starcade 94 is the worst Starcade of all time.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wonder why, brother?
Brutus the fucking Barber
Butcher.
Beefcake.
The Butcher's in the main event.
$150,000 year contract gets a main event world title shot. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Story for another time. Maybe an episode in December this year, possibly. I don't know.
We may have to talk about that because
We may have to. I may
have that scheduled, but anyway, favorite, least favorite, sleeper, shocker.
So favorite, least favorite, sleeper, and shocker. For me, favorite, no brainer, Flair Steamboat. Least favorite. Again, there's no bad match, but if I had to go with one that I didn't care for as much, it would probably be Johnny B. Bad DDP. Probably, just because it was so short. And then sleeper.
That's tough.
This is tough, because I'm torn between two matches. It's between the TV title and the International World title match. I think by a hair, I'm going to give it to the TV title match. And then shocker... then shocker, that's a little bit difficult too. I guess for me, shocker was the start of the Rude babyface turn that unfortunately didn't get to last because
never happened. Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess that's for me. Scott.
Tough. This is tough. Like we said, there's no bad matches on the show, really. There really isn't. So, but it's just personal preference. So, for my personal preference, favorite match is the U.S. title match, Austin and Muta. I just really enjoyed that match. Least favorite, I'm going to go with the Boss and Vader for the point I made earlier about doing too much in the match they didn't need to do. Sleeper, I'm going to go with Dustin and Buckhouse Buck, of how good that match is and how it really helps elevate Dustin. I don't know how much that match is really talked about in Dustin's history, but it definitely should be. And the shocker, I'm going to say the main event ending in a draw, in a double pin. You know, I understand the business behind it, but it was definitely a shock to the crowd to see that for a finish. And the way fucking Steamboat sells it, chef's kiss on that one.
James.
My favorite was Flair Steamboat. Least favorite, the opener. Sleeper, my sleeper's Vader and Boss. Like when you talk about Vader's WCW career, you talk the Flair stuff, you talk the Sting stuff, the stuff with Ron Simmons. You don't really talk about this. This kind of gets like, it's like you go from Flair and then straight to Hogan. Like 94 gets skipped for Vader. That's sleeper. Shocker was the end of the U.S. title match. You really had to do that as a finish.
It's a heel finish.
And again, just to say, like, I kind of like what James would say. Like, I don't know if it's a generational thing, but why the over the top rule? Why?
It's the old
Stupid
NWA thing.
But it's like
it's too dangerous.
At this time, though, in 1994, they still had it.
Yeah.
And Bill Watts wasn't even in charge anymore.
They would still have it into 1995.
Southern territory, Southern rules. It's an easy out for when you don't have a finish planned. And with a heel like Austin at the time, it made sense. He sneaks away. He escaped. He won. He escaped with the title. That's what they put over in the commentary. Another good point about that match, the respect of that match, Austin never hits his finish. Muta hits Austin's finish on him, the stun gun. So that's another token of respect of that match right there. So that adds to why I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, the over-the-top rule at the time, yes, it's stupid, but there's a whole listing out there you can find online of all the rules of the NWA. Everyone is stupid, okay? But at the time, they were conducive to the psychology of wrestling. You couldn't have tape on. You could not have wrestling tape on, wrist tape. You couldn't have knee pads. There was all kinds of crazy rules for the NWA back in the day.
It's one thing for back in the day, but when you look at by 1994, a lot of them were outdated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But again, easy outs for the booker. So that's
push job endeavor.
Oh yeah,
Push Job
Push Job
Endeavor.
Endeavor.
Yep, which I did not think of ahead of time. So that's where I'm kind of thinking like, who can we do here? Who's on the rise? So I'm going to say for Push Job Endeavor, let's go Dustin Rhodes, Brian Pillman, Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh God.
I thought you would go Dustin, Brian, and Steve.
No.
I guess for Push, so it's Dustin, Bryan, and Page.
I got mine. It's like you push Dustin, you job Dallas, and you endeavor Brian. Because Brian can go elsewhere and do whatever. And he's still 100% at this point. They weren't really doing much with Brian at this time. He was just there having a spot, and
Yeah, like
Dallas
he didn't really
was
do
still-
much of anything for like another year and a half until the heel turn and joining the Horsemen.
And Dallas at this point was still a little bit green, still learning the ropes, coming back, so he's going to be putting people over. Dustin's the one you push out of those three at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with that too.
Yeah, that's fine.
But now for the second half of this show, where we're going to talk WrestleMania 38, both nights.
The most stupendous two-night WrestleMania of all time, which, I mean, it's not wrong. Of the two-night WrestleManias, this was the best one.
Yeah, this was the best one.
And they're going to be doing it
two-nighters.
again next year,
Yep.
and it looks like they're going to be doing two nights going forward.
Oh, yeah. This
Which
is
a
smart.
Thing.
Now, a lot of people are like, could this last? How can it last? It's like two nights now. I look at it like this. If you want everybody on the show or you want a lot of big stuff, you have to do two nights. Otherwise, you're going to have a 7-hour show, and we don't want that anymore.
You get
and if
5.
And if you can't do the best of the best in like 4 hours, because God forbid you leave anybody off, you got to do two nights.
Yeah. See, this is the hypocrisy of wrestling fans demonstrated perfectly, because years and years and years, WrestleMania was 3 hours. That's it. That was their window of time on pay-per-view. Maybe an extra half hour that you got at the beginning of the show that was free on like Sunday Night Heat to entice people to buy the pay-per-view. That's marketing. It was 3 hours. That was it. And then fans were like, no, WrestleMania should be longer. WrestleMania should be longer. Okay.
it goes to 4
there's
hours.
Oh, WrestleMania should be longer. Here's 5 hours. All right. Here's 6. Here's 7, bitches. You want a longer WrestleMania? That's too long. It's too long of a show. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. We're going to do 2 nights now. What are you going to do 2 nights for? That's too much. Will you fucking make up your minds, people? Stupid
Exactly.
Plus, with 2 nights, the big matches get their importance.
Exactly.
If
Each
this
night.
year's WrestleMania was 1 night, how much of the important stuff would actually fucking matter?
What you care
Exactly.
about. Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of it would get swept under the rug. I will submit to you, yes, well, this is the greatest WrestleMania of the 2 nights. I think this is the best WrestleMania since 30.
I actually
Yeah.
share that opinion.
I agree.
When it was all done, I'm like, because I was thinking, oh, it's the best since 31. It's like, this is the best since 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this was a good fucking
This was a
2
great
nights.
2 nights.
Was it
Each night had a
perfect?
lot of special.
No,
Yeah,
It was
of course
not
it wasn't
perfect.
perfect.
of course.
There's no such thing as perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. But to kickstart it off, so with night 2, or night 1,
night
excuse
1.
me, last Saturday, so we kicked things off there with the SmackDown Tag Title match, the Usos versus Nakamura and
This
Boogs.
was
Ooh.
a bummer. Huge bummer.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I think Boog's injury led to everything else being good, if you will. This was, remember that WrestleMania the year before where everything was ready to go and then the rain came and then
Yeah.
everything had to stop. But then after that, everything was good. Really, after that happened, there always has to be like some kind of unifying moment to kind of like take the piss out of the room because everyone's nervous and everyone's like, I hope everything goes great, everything goes great. And then Boogs got hurt. And like after that happened, instantly everyone was like, oh shit, he's hurt. But then like all the worry went away for the rest of the show. It's like, okay, now I can kind of sit back and enjoy this show now and not hope anything else happens. It's a weird way to say that. I know that I'm stupid, but, bots. But, yeah, that's where I feel like, but, man, I felt bad for him. And I felt bad for all of them, this happening at that moment.
Because the match got cut.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I wonder if it was supposed to go like at least another 3 to 5 minutes longer than
probably.
Yeah, because there's a point where they're calling shit in the ring, like, after they do the double super kick splash and Shinsuke kicks out, they're calling shit in the ring like, what do we do for a finish? 3D, okay. Because that's when the refs on the IFB like, what do you want? Do this. Okay. All right, feet up, do it. 1, 2, 3, done.
Yeah, but for what it was a good match between both teams for what we was given.
Great way to start the show, too. With that with the intro and everything else. And fucking McAfee was still out there enjoying that. So you got to be in that moment.
Him jumping off the table. It's like, dude, you've got a match the next night. Don't you fucking get hurt.
No.
Yeah.
But a lot of time with you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
If that would have happened,
jeez, that would have been...
But it's like, look what he did for a living before the podcast and the wrestling gig. An NFL player. Yes, a punter, but still, he did football for a living.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine.
Yep.
But in the end,
he's good.
But in the end, the Usos retained against Nakamura and Boogs in 6 minutes 55 seconds. And then the next match, we get Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. It was okay. I mean, in the end, you knew Drew was going to win because it's like, well, Drew, if he's about to get on this back up to being ascended back to the world title, well, he needs to get a big win here.
That's
nobody ever kicked out of that move ever, which
I'm shocked they actually did that because that was Corbin's whole thing. Shoot-wise, he would rather go his whole career, nobody kick out of that, than him winning a title. Well, you get none of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, and match is fine. It was what you didn't expect it to be everything out of spectacular stuff like that or stupendous. It's the second match from WrestleMania. Remember now, this is the same guy who opened night 1 from WrestleMania last year with Lashley. So it's like, okay, he got bumped up. He's moving up the ladder.
Yeah. And then Drew McIntyre defeats Happy Corbin in 8 minutes 35 seconds. Then post-match, the sword chopping 2 ropes down. Like, what the fuck? Okay, it is a real sword.
Yay!
It was like, cool. That's it.
Now we gotta fix the ring.
Yep. Which then we get into match number 3 of night 1, which was the tag team match, Rey and Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz and Logan Paul. Now, I want to say this before anybody else says anything else. Despite how much I despise the Paul brothers with all my heart, I gotta give the devil his due. Logan Paul did good in this match.
He fucking gets the business.
He gets it.
More than the majority of people in the business.
Yep.
Yeah.
He understands. You gotta give him the credit for that, man. He delivered.
When the Mysterios made their entrance and you saw Dominic, it's like, oh my God, he's making a tribute to his real dad.
Exactly.
It's the first thing that came to mind. It's like when worlds collide.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. He's doing that.
And then of course, Logan doing the Eddie shtick, the Three Amigos, and the Frog Splash. He did it very well.
I'd like to comment on that, too, because there was a subtlety there. Again, I'm big on subtlety. I don't know if he got this himself or one of the boys in the back who's got some timing in the business sat him down and told him to do this. Watch that match again when you get a chance. This is how it happened. Ray went for the suplex because he was teasing he was going to do the Three Amigos. Logan Paul reverses it, hits the suplex. They both laid there for a fast second. And then Logan Paul twisted his hips like this. Instantly, the crowd started booing because they sensed what he was going to do next. He didn't rush it. He milked the fuck out of it and got everything out of it. When these guys say he gets the business, that right there is an indication he gets the business because just doing that little movement, everybody knew what was coming. And they're like, oh, you
son of a bitch.
You don't fucking do that.
And he pop those hips, up he came, suplex again, like, no! And he does it again.
And then
like
he does
and then
the
get the
frog
top rope,
splash,
he does
the shimmy.
Like, and then the frog splash beautifully.
Sign that kid. I fucking hate him, but sign that kid.
I love the fact, like, on one of his podcasts or whatever, he basically put over the business, how it's like, people say it's fake, it ain't fucking fake. Yep. It ain't a bouncy how it is fucking plywood. It hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, I will say, I guess when it comes to the Paul brothers, I just fucking hate Jake. Logan's not the worst, but still a bit of a jackass.
Yeah.
I mean, but
that's working. They work people. That's what they fucking do. I don't fucking like them any more than anybody else. They're piles of nuclear garbage, but they're working. And you know what? They're making fucking money working people. They're doing something right. We're not.
Yeah,
they're doing something better than 99% of the heels in the business right now who want to be cool and do moves. No, learn how to get fucking heat like that, motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And
was,
the
what
match
the fuck's
itself.
The deal with, what the fuck? Please educate me because I'm old and stupid. What the fuck was the deal with what he was wearing around his neck? Was that
it was a rare Pokemon card.
Really? That's the fuck.
Yeah.
That was all.
It was like it's like the most expensive Pokemon card ever sold.
Wow.
I don't get it. Rich people, they're stupid.
Yeah, rich people are stupid.
Rich millennials.
Yeah.
They're stupid. They're really fucking stupid.
Okay, and I can't shit because I'm a millennial. So is Levi.
Yeah, but you're not rich millennials.
and we're more old school oriented than millennials.
Yeah, you guys are grounded.
Yeah.
Raised to be that way.
Right, exactly. And applause to your parents for doing so. Mm-hmm. But but back to this match too. Fucking
really
Miz.
Good match.
Yeah. Miz also who did Miz with last year? Another celebrity who did just as good. So
yeah.
It's like, what's the common denominator here?
Yeah.
And it's like, after these 2 nights of WrestleMania, after last year's WrestleMania, the bar for celebrities in the business is now at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if you're a celebrity and want to do this, you better fucking put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll talk about another celebrity next night who also put work in.
Oh, yeah. So The Miz and Logan Paul defeated the Mysterios in 11 minutes, 15 seconds. And then post-match, the Celebration and Miz. Skull-crushing finale. And some people look at this as a Miz face turn, which I guess you can say that. But
like, are they setting up a singles match between these two?
I think they are. Maybe at SummerSlam. At SummerSlam
would
probably.
Work. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we get to the middle
Logan
match.
Paul would be a babyface.
Go figure, right? Get that.
Wow. No. Miz babyface, Logan Paul heel. That's got to be the way it goes.
Let's see what happens in his life from now till then.
But anyway, next match.
Middle match, we get the Raw Women's Championship match. Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair. Fucking great match between these two. They can now, the people who were whining about SummerSlam can shut the fuck up because Bianca finally got her moment here. Yeah,
dumb fucks. Mm-hmm. I think I tweeted that too. Oh no, I tweeted about the main event. My bad. The next night, never mind. But that fucking intro, that fucking intro. These ladies got mega fucking delivery on their introductions tonight because you got Marvel Becky and you got Drumline Bianca. Everything about it just adds to it. And Becky looking. Okay, we didn't think that Mandy Rose could look any hotter, right? And then she shows up in NXT as a brunette, natural. Like, okay, she's hotter.
Becky.
And freaking Becky, what's up, girl? Like, whoa!
How you doing?
Bianca. Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you doing?
Sorry, dear. We're busy right now.
Did anyone see Walter?
Your fucking mouth.
Did anyone see Walter?
You making me change the baby again? You motherfuckers!
Sorry, hon. I'll take care of him in a minute. Slam. One more round.
Anyway, you were saying.
Sorry. Walter made Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega in 2K22.
I did see that.
It was awesome. Loved it. The freaking best. The freaking best. That's what he called the team. The freaking best. Loved it. But anyway, what a fucking match. Oh my god.
Yeah. Easily out of all the women's matches across both nights, the best one. Easily.
This is the one that emotionally hooked me right from me. When fucking Bianca won, I screamed, "Fuck yes!" I fucking got me on that one. So
back-to-back WrestleManias, she wins the women's title.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She goes into that long list of, not a long list, but a good short list of names who have won or retained a world title in back-to-back WrestleManias.
Yep.
There's not many.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. So, yeah.
And Bianca Belair defeated Becky Lynch in 19 minutes, 10 seconds.
Bang. Beautiful.
But now...
But up next, we get the mystery match.
We get match of the
both
entire
shows.
pay-per-view.
Yeah. Seth Rollins versus a mystery opponent, and I like how it was like interesting build. You know, fireworks up to the stage, lights go out, then you hear the voice and the song, crowd goes nuts, and up comes the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And we get the match itself. Fucking fantastic match between these two.
Mm-hmm.
Plus history between the two, going back to the Shield versus the Rhodes brothers back in like 9 years ago.
God, that doesn't feel like that long.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but damn. But yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, one of Seth's first house show matches was with Cody when Cody was Intercontinental Champion.
Yep. First dark match. Yep. Everything about the match. I liked the commentary with this. I loved how when he did the cartwheel.
Yeah,
hand gesture thing, and
just basically say "fuck you" to the Stardust.
That's shedding skin, as he said in the commentary. Like, ooh, Corey wrote that one down. He was prepared for that one. Good call. And then you saw that there was the video, like you said, of Cody waiting in the bus. And Cody said that he wanted to get dressed and just walk out of the bus and walk to Gorilla. They're like, no, you're not doing that. We are hiding you all the way to the end. So, yeah, just getting that whole moment there. And it worked. I mean, rumors were abound that it may not have been Rhodes.
In wrestling.
Worst kept secret in wrestling. There was plenty of discussion, like, what if it's not Cody? What if it's this guy? What if it's that guy? And everything else.
And hell, people in the nosebleeds noticed a little trap door at the entrance. It's like, oh, now we know who it is. We know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So everything about it was perfectly done. And and
the bionic elbow. Oh, which that was a great tribute.
Yeah, after two straight crossroads, then the bionic elbow, then the third crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes defeated Seth Rollins in 21 minutes 40 seconds to a huge pop.
Now we see with Cody what happens next.
Yeah.
Okay, you got the feel good moment. Yep, we saw on Raw. He got the chance to speak his mind from the heart. Was not scripted. And I think it's him and is it Miz?
Yeah.
On Monday? Yeah. So
right.
Now we see if it carries over or if that was a one-time deal. We shall see.
Because the whole thing now is Cody wants to do what his dad didn't do. And I love the footage they showed of Dusty with the old WWF belt.
With that, also on Raw, I know we're skipping ahead, but Cody had Rollins came out and Cody and Rollins shook hands.
Yeah.
That was it. I wonder if this is going to be a recurring thing with everybody that Cody beats as an indication that Cody, we've all tried. None of us can do it. We're sick and tired of Roman's reign. We want you to be the guy. And if every handshake is like another person saying, you're our guy, do this for us too. Not just your dad. Do it for us. So if that's the story they're going to tell, I'm not trying to be a prognosticator here. Big word, bot. If they go with that, cool. If they don't, hey, it's an idea. Just throwing it out there. You've stolen my ideas enough, WWE. Unified
tag titles. Stole the idea.
Bots do it all the time. Fuck it, AI.
But anyway,
so now after that we get to the main event of
the main event.
The main event.
Well, the main event of night one for the SmackDown Women's Championship: Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. The match itself, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing. It was good. Good match, but it could have been better. Could have been better.
They're gonna have a better match for the rematch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whole different vibe going into this one. They know they can't top that. They just know
there's
can't.
no way they can top the Survivor Series match.
No. Charlotte's good.
Well, no, they can't just top what the last 2 matches.
Right, exactly. They can't. Charlotte's good. She can't carry Ronda to something like that. She can't. It's just simple as that. So
Finish
this
felt
one's
flat.
That was the big problem I had with this match. The fucking finish. A boot? What?
Well, okay. Continuity, that's how Ronda lost in the UFC, was a foot to the face. So, what's her kryptonite? A foot to the face.
She got a glass jaw.
That's the kryptonite of Ronda Rousey.
You could throw that in there as part story. It's a boot to the head. But like I said, there was no way they could top what the other ladies did or the match prior. So this match was much more close quarters. They were much more physically pawing at each other and just going back and forth. They can't do all crazy spots because that's not what Ronda does.
Charlotte fell out of her top.
There was that. There was that moment too. Hey, it happens. Sorry, censors out there. These ladies do everything they fucking can to try to stay in there, and if they can't, sometimes they can't.
Like when you see the black screen, you know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was night 1, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey! What?
What?
Oh yeah, I forgot one little thing.
What?
After that, we get the big KO show segment. KO calling out Austin, and Owens out in gear. It's like, okay, I'm starting to think we're getting something here. Then out comes Austin. He's got gear on. It's like, yeah, we're getting
He's got the double knee brace. It's like,
the double knee brace. It's like, oh shit, here we go. And then intense talking between the two, and then Owens says, you know, I actually tricked you. I didn't ask you out here just to talk. I want to fight you. I am challenging you to a no-holds-barred match right here, right now. If you want to see me, Stone Cold Steve Austin, beat the hell out of this piece of shit, give me a hell yeah. Bring out a ref. Now the real main event of night 1. No-holds-barred match. Kevin Owens versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now,
this is why Kevin Owens re-signed with the company, by the way. He freaking took all that money. Oh, and he can main event WrestleMania with his hero.
Yeah, and it's like, I will say this, at first thinking, like, with Austin doing a match, it's like, I'm curious how this will go. Fucking really good fucking match here. Like, it felt like Austin didn't miss a whole lot in this match. Yeah, a little bit slower, obviously, because he's older. That, I was almost worried about that. It's like,
when I saw that, I was like, oh, shit.
I mean, Steve's feeling it tonight. He's in the mood.
Oh, yeah. He's down to go for it all.
How old is Steve? 56?
57.
57 years old.
And he hasn't had a match in 19 years. 19
years. At WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, and I love how they build it up. Like, and I love how during the talking segment he was saying, well, I had my first match here in Dallas. Seems only fitting I had my last match.
I could have my last match in Dallas.
And it was perfect. And it was perfect. And yeah, of course, smoke and mirrors, obviously, because of Austin at this point in his life. But
table on the floor spot and everything else.
Which was cool. Like, everything they did in this match was awesome.
The four-wheeler spot.
The four-wheeler. Yeah. Oh, the four-wheeler spot was brilliant.
And then the two suplexes on the stage, and Owens just getting his ass beat. And then you get to the moment when they get to the ring, and then Owens hit the stunner. It's like, oh shit, are they going to actually do it? No, kick out.
No.
Austin hits the best stunner of all time in his book, and hits it on KO. 1, 2, 3. Crowd goes fucking nuts as Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Kevin Owens in 13 minutes, 55 seconds.
The fact that it went almost 14 minutes was... I was only expecting a couple of minutes, maybe. But it's like, he worked a fucking match.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Once they went to the floor, I'm like, oh shit, he's doing it. He's fucking going. And
I will say this.
The suplex on the concrete was just... That was
yeah.
I think with Austin, he's been healthy ever since he retired. It's all, does he want to? Yep. Like, he turned down a lot of different offers. And was like,
the big one, Punk, 10 years ago.
Yep, the big Punk, which never happened.
So, yeah, he rejected Punk, but he accepted Owens.
Go figure, right? Can you freaking motherfucker? Could you have ever thought 2007? Here's Kevin Owens Did you ever fucking think he would main event
Kevin
WrestleMania? Kevin Steen would main event WrestleMania against Stone Cold?
I know, right?
Maybe in a video game.
Yeah. 2K22 or whatever like that. That's the only place you ever see it happen. It fucking really happened. And a great thing, too, from our good brother Walter, who couldn't be there tonight. He's got family stuff. I got the email from him. He was like, dude, my kids just finally got to see Stone Cold wrestle. They never got to see it in real time. Because all they ever saw was old footage. Because his kid's only 15. And his last match was 19 years ago. They got to see Stone Cold have an actual match. And it was like it was fucking 2001, 2002 all over again.
It's like you have a generation of people who now, all these years later, they have their own kids who get to see this.
And those kids get they get it. They get it.
Now, I'm about to drop an unpopular or controversial opinion, but I'll say this here. I think the match here with Austin Owens was better than the Rock match at 19.
I agree.
Yeah, like the match with Rock at 19 was just
really good, but it was like
it was the best of.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like
a greatest hits match. Yeah. Whereas here, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course send the fans home happy with the big beer bash.
Iron
show
Saxton,
over for night one.
He gets to take a stunner as well.
Without getting kicked in the nuts this time.
In front of an audience.
Yes.
But it's like...
Nobody. Mm-hmm.
But that's only night one. Like
that was night one.
In terms of... If night one was just WrestleMania in general...
You'd be happy.
Then it'd be one of the 10 best Manias ever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's also acknowledge, because we did not talk about the Hall of Fame that happened the night prior, and we got to see everybody come out, including The Undertaker. Did not do the big walk to the ring like I thought he was going to. We didn't get that. At least not yet. So, he just comes out and just gets to acknowledge the crowd and everything. So we got that moment. But, yeah. And then now we'll go to night two for another special moment that starts the whole show off.
So night two on the Sunday night. So remind us all what that opening thing was.
A moment that I fucking teared up, and that would be Triple H.
Yes,
is pretty much announcing to the world he's done.
I'm done. Yeah, as he already did on the Stephen A. Smith interview. Physically in the ring, he cannot wrestle ever again. A defibrillator right here ain't gonna work in the ring.
But him having his boots and playing them, it's like,
that was
yeah. And as subtly and as humbly, which is completely against the Triple H character, not Paul Levesque, Triple H. All he said was thank you and welcome to WrestleMania. Boots, Mike, hugs his kids. He's done. That's it. What else can you do? So in 2 days, in 24 hours, you saw The Undertaker take his last bow. You saw Steve Austin wrestle. And you saw Triple H officially call it.
Yeah.
And we still got another moment later on in the night that made you go like, oh, what year is it? Wait.
We're going to get to.
We're going to get to.
What year is it?
So next up.
What is time?
But we kick things off match-wise with night two with the Triple Threat Tag Title match for the Raw Tag Titles. RK Bro versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. Fucking very good opener here.
Great
I think
match.
Much stronger opener than the night one.
Boom. Everyone's clicking on this one.
Oh, yeah. Fucking, and then of course the two big RKOs at the end, one from Riddle and one from Orton. You can tell
Orton is having the time of his life right now.
Yes.
Oh, he's loving
it. Thank God too, because there was that period for a while where he was just
been in the business 20 years, and it seems like after all these years, he's finally happy.
Yeah.
And you see it in this match, and that feeds off everybody in the match, and that feeds off the crowd. Everyone gets into it. Everyone's clicking in this match. Like I said, these three teams are gelling just as good like in the days when we had the Usos, the Shield, and the Wyatt family. We had that stuff going on where every week you had a guaranteed great, and the bar. You had 4 great teams at that time where you pair them everybody up. It's all going to be a fucking great match no matter what. That's what you got with these three teams here. If you throw the Usos in there, boom, you got your 4.
And even
team
Rollins
package
and
going.
Owens when they're together, like that 4-way we
Time
had
to
on
unify
Raw
the
a month
tag
ago.
titles.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is going to
Which it
happen.
looks like they're probably going to be doing that.
Backlash. But, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shall see what happens. But yeah, great opener. Sheesh!
Post match with Stevenson,
Yeah, which
probably
was very
setting up
weird.
Gable
very
and Gable.
weird.
Gable
Yeah.
and Gable.
But in the end, RK Bro defeated the Street Profits and Alpha Academy in 11 minutes 30 seconds. Now we get Shh. WWE, please, at some point,
No.
go all in with Gable, because he's such a. Just
So
go
good.
all in on Gable. He's the modern day Kurt Angle, for fuck's sake. He's just as much of a dork as Kurt.
He's the current Chad Gable. He's not the modern day. He's the current Chad
But he's
Gable.
essentially the modern Kurt in terms of the goofy dorkiness.
The guy who
gifted
should
in
have
the
been
ring.
revealed. The guy who should have been
Yes.
revealed as Kurt's son. Let's be
Never going to
honest.
forgive you, WWE, for fucking that up.
You know,
even
okay,
though
they can always go back to it and
Always.
reveal that.
they had the name
Actually, Jason. No, it's not Jason Jordan. It's
It is Chad Gable. It's Gable Stevenson. That's Angle's son. now.
Oh,
He nailed an NCAA rap. Thank you.
now you got me thinking that
Oh,
Family Guy
yeah.
song again. Jesus Christ. My black son, I did it with a broken freaking condom. Don't even remember sleeping with that lady, but I did. My black son, he's Double J. My black son, he's ruined Gable's day. Also, he's a ninja.
What are you talking about that show? That's a freaking
could you-
ripoff. Ugh.
But could you imagine, because with, people trying to get cleared to wrestle again, could you imagine if Jordan got cleared again and rejoined and make it American Alpha Academy, like a faction?
Oh God.
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
We'll talk about a faction that's in development right now.
We'll
later
get to
on.
that later on. But now moving into, there had to be a stinker somewhere. Bobby Lashley versus Omos. I wasn't expecting
okay
much
for
out
what
of this
it
match,
was.
but it was.
This is fine.
I was not expecting much out of this.
No, but what we got, holy shit.
It's probably going to be the best match Omos ever has.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's another match to push Lashley because, correct me if I'm wrong, have we had Lashley and Roman yet?
No.
Maybe
That's
we're going to
another
get
one.
that very soon.
If he can take out the monster and the Colossus, can he take out the head of the table too? That's the story. That could be built. You know, I don't know if Lashley's supposed to go away to have surgery or not. I've heard rumors about that. I don't know if there's any confirmation of that. But after what happened on Raw, that might be the situation because of the screw job, the turn.
I'm shocked they didn't do that at Mania and put Omos over.
It was probably too predictable.
I was expecting for them to do the turn with MVP costing Lashley and then putting over the Colossus at Mania, but they did it the next night. So
yeah, that's why I think maybe they have plans for Bobby and Roman possibly down the line because there's Roman and Drew that can happen, Roman and Cody that can happen, Roman and Lashley, and Lashley right now it seems like of those three guys.
Well, based on what happened on Friday, what happened last night, we've got Roman and Nakamura to maybe look forward to.
Yep. Yeah, which would be a great match, but we know Shinsuke's not going to beat him.
But still, it's
not
one
even
of
a
those.
match. It's going to be a fun match, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's what
But
we're
in
going
the
with
end-
that. Probably that's why he went over.
Yeah. But in the end, Bobby Lashley defeated Omos in 6 minutes, 35 seconds. Now we get to a match that my parents wanted to watch. The Anything Goes match, Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn.
I was
because
looking forward
we're all
to this.
big. I was looking forward to this the whole
Outside
time
of the
because
main
I
event,
love Knoxville. Yeah.
Like outside of the main event and maybe a couple of other things on WrestleMania, this was one of the matches I was really looking forward to because it's like, okay, what the fuck are these two gonna do?
And what did they do?
Number one, I'm disappointed. Nobody dressed up like El Generico.
And no
That didn't
Steve-O in
happen.
the costume.
No Steve-O, yep. Isn't there heat, though, between Steve-O and Knoxville? And there's some kind of bullshit between those two nowadays.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if it's really happening or not, but still, the fact is, nobody dressed up like Generico, but who cares? It was still fucking great.
Yeah, this was a great fucking entertaining match.
much fun.
And my parents, they were laughing their asses off the entire
Sami
time.
Zayn called it one of the best matches he's ever had. And think about how
Damn
many
right.
great matches he's had just in this company alone.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And he's calling this one of his favorite matches. Hurricane Shane Helms called it one of the best matches he ever produced.
Yep.
Or one of his
Yep.
favorite matches he's ever produced. Like,
Yep.
in terms of a comedy match, this is one of the better ones ever.
Yeah. Fucking, and throwing in all sorts of old jackass gags like the high five and the stun gun, the bowling ball to the nutsack, the mouse traps.
Mhm.
And yeah, the giant mousetrap kind of got fucked up in the end, but
They fixed it. Yeah, nobody cared. Nobody cared at that point. It was just so
Yeah,
over.
but
Knoxville
then-
was just so.
But then, of course,
Yeah,
then of course
and
we
the
get
body
Party
slam,
Boy.
the
We get
fucking
Party
slam.
Boy coming out doing his shtick before he gets his shit pushed in, and then Wee Man picking up Sammy for the slam. That was cool before he got his face kicked in.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then the mousetrap table spot. Like, good God, Sammy going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the funniest thing of the whole match, fucking Pat. My God, like I think I've seen more of Pontius's ass tonight than I've seen my whole life. Is there something you're not telling me, Pat? Like, Jesus Christ, Pat McAfee, I love you, dude. And then even Michael Cole even couldn't hold it in. Like, what am I gonna do now? But in the end, Johnny Knoxville defeated Sami Zayn in 14 minutes, 25 seconds. Again,
I
going
loved
back
it.
to what we were
I
talking
loved it.
about earlier, the bar now for the celebrity involvement at WrestleMania is now at an all-time high.
Yeah.
And really, when so many people could say, oh, I wish Sami Zayn was wrestling another great wrestler. It's
Whatever.
like, f- that. This you will remember
Yeah.
many years down the road.
If fucking Sammy wrestled Nakamura on the show, he'd get wrestling notoriety, which is not really that big. You wrestle fucking Knoxville, you're getting mainstream notoriety. He shows up on the red carpet. He gets talked about on interviews, on all kinds of stuff outside the wrestling bubble. That's what people don't understand. Is like, this is the wrestling bubble. Here's the rest of the world, people. Okay.
Yeah.
If you can get
this-
a fucking cunt hair out of that goddamn bubble and get a little bit of attention there, and people start like, oh, what's this about? They're gonna grab onto that motherfucker and like, we want to know about you. Sami Zayn gets that. He's got
And really,
all that fucking
when it comes to
exposure.
this, only Sammy could have gotten this over with his character of the long, struggling heel who
Yep.
can never fucking catch a break.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do it with all the. Oh, I can't put this over enough.
And again, this is why Sammy re-signed.
Yep.
Because he goes elsewhere. What the fuck's he gonna do?
Exactly.
He
Yeah,
stays.
he's gonna fucking-
He stays. He wrestles Knoxville in a ridiculous match, and it was ridiculous, but it was ridiculously fun.
Fun.
Sometimes you need fun in wrestling.
It's entertaining. Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna wrestle fucking Johnny Knoxville and get worldwide exposure, or he's gonna go fucking job to Orange Cassidy on the other show. Which would you rather do?
Right.
You tell me.
And if you say you'd rather job to Orange Cassidy, you're full of shit.
That's the
So
box.
there you
talking.
go. Yeah.
Wait,
But now,
what, was that Robot Levi or regular Levi?
Oh yes. What are you? Beep boop bop boop boop beep. Blink twice
where's-
if you understand.
Where's my plug? Oh, I need to pull it out of my ass. Ah!
Okay, leave Zev out of this.
You look like a sturdy son of a bitch, don't you? Helen, why don't you come over here and tickle my balls? Yeah, my balls are
I got him.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
I
Damn
know.
it!
Look at this boy. I know what'll break him.
What smells like ranch?
Must be all the white people.
Wow, he said it.
He's trying.
He said
He's
it.
trying. Look at him. He's cracking right now. He's laughing. See, done. He's trying so
When you
bad.
point it
Anyway.
out, come on.
Next
But anyways, next
Next
up,
up.
match number 4 of night 2. It's the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Title match with Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley versus Natalia, and Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks, Naomi. The match, it was just there to put all the women on.
This could have been left
there,
off of
honestly.
WrestleMania, and nobody really would have.
Yeah.
Still, for the match I thought it was good. I
mean,
beginning was slow, but once they did, everyone started doing their crazy shit. It was very indie orientated, double tower doom spot, and everyone started getting their shit in. The crowd got into it, and Sasha Banks gets her first win at WrestleMania.
Not the only person on this tonight that got their first WrestleMania win.
Which we'll get there too. We'll get to there too. So, but we do have that mention. Yeah, I wanted Liv and Rhea to do it and get the win for Liv because I feel like the feel-good moment. But Sasha, Naomi, because everyone's like, oh, push Naomi. She got a tag title. You happy now?
But Rhea and Liv.
Hello.
Oh,
How are you doing?
Sup, ladies?
Sup, baby? What's going on? You like a little slap and tickle? What's going on, baby? Yeah, so, I mean, wonderful stuff, but...
Can I tickle your bosoms, madam?
Would you mind, please? Let me play with your ears. But it looks like a lot of rumors abound, and it makes total sense that Rhea may be looking for another team to join.
Which we will get to actually a little bit next up, because we get to the middle match of night 2. The big one we were all looking forward to most, Edge versus AJ Styles. Love Edge's entrance here. It's kind of like this hybrid of Ministry Taker and the Brood kind of mashed together. I really liked it. And plus, the new Alter Bridge song, The Other Side, perfect for the character.
Black ripoff.
Yeah. No, this is what you want House of Black. Oh yeah, and well, let's face it, it is kind of obvious, but this is how House of Black should look. So, who's ripping off who, boys?
Yeah. But the match itself, I thought it was a great match, but not as great as I thought it should have been. Yeah. But it's the beginning of the feud, so I feel like the next match they'll have is going to be better.
It's
like a slow burn towards it.
A lot of people, or a lot of matches are kind of perceived as being the end of a storyline at WrestleMania. This is the beginning of one. This is the start of something new. And it definitely looks like, because of the inclusion of Damian Priest, who, let's face it, has not been doing much. They lost the U.S. title. What are we doing with him? They've been getting him ready. Getting him ready for this introduction to join up with Edge, which now leaves so many different possibilities for more people to join Edge's group, whatever it's going to be called. And there's rumors Rhea Ripley is going to join. I saw a great meme somebody's made out there. It's Edge, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Tommaso Ciampa.
I heard a Ciampa rumor as well.
Yeah, so that would be awesome to see.
That would be a hell of a group.
Be great to see that. So it's a new brood, whatever we're going to call it, because there's no factions. You notice that in WWE?
Yeah, there's no factions right now, other than the Bloodline
and New Day. That's it. Bloodline, New Day, I guess.
Technically, it would be the new brood. Because there was already a new brood.
That's right. It would be. So whatever the new grouping is going to be called, I don't know what latest vampire hip vernacular
Edge
is.
Appreciation Society. They are sports entertainment.
So,
but that combination,
there's a lot of room now for. Somebody's thinking about Survivor Series, okay? Somebody is planning to have a faction to eventually have a big match at Survivor Series. That's where we're going to go with this eventually. To start building the heel group that AJ may get his own crew together, that who could be put into AJ's team. There's fantasy booking abound right there. What are we going to see in Survivor Series? Edge's group against AJ's group? Could see that.
Probably.
AJ's righteous clan versus Edge's brood of evil, whatever. Why not? Good storytelling right there. So this is the start of something. Yes, I agree. We really expected, in my opinion, the way we were talking, that Edge and AJ was going to steal the show. Sorry, you already saw that. Jackass match with Sammy and Johnny. That stole the fucking show, obviously. But this match was good. A little too many double downs. A little too much down, wait, back
apron
up,
bumps.
down, wait. Apron bumps. A little too much there. So, and AJ getting hurt on the way to the ring, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
Yeah, a little blood trickling down his face.
Messed up there. So, so good match. A little bit too slow in some parts, though. Could have been a little faster, I guess, maybe a little shorter. But regardless, it was great to see these guys start their program.
Yeah, and of course that combination of Edge and Damian Priest together, that just fits perfectly together.
Yep.
Plus two metalheads, so that
Got it.
extra bias there. But in the end, Edge defeated AJ Styles in 24 minutes 5 seconds, the longest match across both nights. So there is that. Next up, speaking of a match that could have been cut from the card, Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch versus the New Day.
One.
Yeah.
This was cut from night one, moved to here. Why the fuck did it even happen in the first place?
Yeah, versus the New Day, Kofi and Woods. Yeah, 1 minute 40 seconds.
It was supposed to be a 6-man, and then Big E got hurt, so they could have just scrapped this. And
it was probably a just like they're here. We want to put the guys on the big show, just to do it. Who knows? Get
your shit in and get out.
Get on. Yeah, I agree. It should have been held for Raw. Just do that the next night. I agree, but they always try to get everybody on the show so everyone gets a chance to shine and get that big payday. So,
but in the end, Sheamus and Ridge Holland defeated the New Day in 1 minute 40 seconds.
Well, I will give Woods big credit. Butch, Bitch, and Botch. That was brilliant. That was brilliant for their team name.
Yeah. But next up, we get to another one of the big matches of across both nights: Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee.
7 Nation Army.
Yeah, that was a cool entrance. That was really cool, and the crowd and Pat eating the crowd up. I thought this match was really good too, and Pat finally selling. You finally got it, Pat. Thank God.
Dude, I was fucking watching this match like you don't fucking sell. I'm jumping through this TV right now. And when he takes like the first bump, like the big bump, like, okay, I can shut up now and relax and enjoy this. Thank you, finally.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Pat, honestly, like, if Pat wasn't such a good commentator, I could see him wrestling full time. I really could. Because he gets another example of getting it.
Michael Cole in this match was one of his best calls in years.
Yeah. Maybe his best call since the UK tournament.
Oh my God.
Yes, since the UK tournament.
He was like Morrow. He was like when Morrow was in NXT. How he would get so involved in most Yep.
Unpopular opinion, when Michael Cole is on, he's a great commentator.
Awesome. Yeah.
What he doesn't
and
have,
if you want proof,
he didn't have Vince in his ear.
Yeah, Vince was right there at the ringside. Yeah, so for people who say Michael Cole is terrible, watch this match and watch his entire coverage with Nigel McGuinness in the UK Championship Tournament 5 years ago. God, can you believe it's been 5 years? Jesus Christ.
5 years.
But both
they're
of
only
those...
on champion number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're the best wrestling program on television.
Yeah. But in the end, Pat McAfee defeats Austin Theory in 9 minutes 40 seconds. But we're not done yet. Vince is pissed that Pat won, so Pat's like, no, I want you, get your ass in here. And then Vince takes the shirt off, looking like his neck's now like this, and his arms, what the fuck.
What year is it?
Is this again?
Then we get Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee, and Vince won against Pat in 3 minutes 45 seconds. And
Vince finally got a Mania win.
He did. He finally got a win, and people want to say that this was an ego move. No, this was a way to get heat back on Vince and on Austin Theory after Pat had his moment.
The Vince punting the football.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And according to McAfee in the interview, the football was a big deal. They want to get the right ball, the right look.
Small Man presents. Man gets hit with football. I'm shocked. I'm shocked nobody has created that over audio. And when Vince punts the ball and it hits McAfee, you get him getting hit in the balls with it.
Maybe it's out there. We just haven't found it yet.
It probably
but then post-match, as they keep humiliating Pat, out comes Stone Cold.
Shattering. Yep. And it's like, really, what year is this?
Yeah, and then first the Stunner.
I was sitting there after the everything goes down, and like they're celebrating a long time, and I'm embarrassed at how long it took for me to figure it out. I'm like, who the fuck's supposed to come out there? Who the hell's it? Break glass breaks.
And then we had Austin and Austin.
Austin and what is
but
Greatest
yes,
stunner of
but
all
yet-
time.
But
Yes.
hold on.
Let's get there.
First, Austin Theory takes one hell of a stunner. It was like the way he sells it was kind of
For
like
the
a hybrid. Yeah, the way he sells the stunner, I thought it was like a hybrid of Scott Hall and The Rock. Like he jumped up in the air and then hobbled his way out of the ring.
How
like The
old
Rock
is Austin Theory?
24.
24.
Yeah, I mean he was
He's younger
he was a
than me.
freaking he was a little speckle in his parents' eyes when Austin became a star.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now he's
He
taking
went-
a stunner from him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But then we
But
get
then
the
we
greatest
get-
stunner of all time.
Well, they do the beer, and this was apparently the first time Vince has ever tasted Austin's IPA. He's like, hold on, I want to taste. That's some good stuff. Drink, and then, first he gets kicked in the gut. He's about to fall out of the ring, and then Austin had to bring him back. And I keep saying this. This is a perfect, full circle moment to the first time Vince got stunned, because when you remember, when Vince got stunned the first time, he went forward like a water ball that wouldn't bend. This time, he's like a water ball that didn't bend, but went backwards.
Words.
But okay,
God.
it's 76-year-old Vince. You can
Yeah.
excuse this.
Give him a fucking break. And Austin didn't care.
And he was
Austin was
dying laughing afterwards.
He loved it.
Like,
Because we
calling
know
it-
it's entertainment.
I'm calling it now. If both guys are still alive, Austin is giving Vince a stunner on his 100th birthday.
Oh my God.
You're right. In the wheelchair.
He'll break in half, literally.
Dude,
But then after-
Vince will take a stunner on his, or either that, or he's gonna wrestle on his 100th birthday.
Something. That motherfucker.
Give me one of Shane's kids.
Yeah.
But then after that, Austin brings Pat back in the ring for the beer toast, and that was a cool thing.
Yep.
And then Pat gets a stunner, and he took that stunner brilliantly, down his knees
The
and then
beer out.
backwards.
And
Like-
that was-
like-
that was-
On the outside, and he's still drinking the
Still
beer.
drinking the beer even after. That was
remember-
awesome.
And all that is improvised. All that is on the fly because he didn't know that was going to happen at that time. It's just like,
Hey.
come here, kid, follow me.
Yeah.
Pat's living his dream. I mean,
Yep.
he
Yeah.
gets to wrestle at WrestleMania and then have another match against the boss, then gets to share a beer with Austin, gets stunned by Austin.
Yeah.
And he got to commentate and everything else. And he commentated during his match. He got to get on the headset, which Michael Cole said, I didn't even do that in my match.
I wish he would have had the Undertaker headset and call the whole match.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Kicking this little shit's ass.
But yeah,
Everything about it. Everything hit, every nostalgia bone got touched, and just everything about it. Just absolutely so fucking great.
We still had one more match left.
And we still have one
Yeah,
more.
we got the
greatest
final
main
match.
event in WrestleMania
the biggest
history.
main event
Biggest-
ever.
Yes.
which is
Which is
winner
not a
take
lot.
all, winner take all title unification for both the Universal and WWE championships. Brock Lesnar, WWE champion, versus Roman Reigns, Universal champion, with Paul Heyman. And the match, it was good, but at the same time, it was finish spamming most of the time.
Well, yeah, but what do you expect him to do? That's everybody out there that wants to show him this. Not you, but I'm saying everybody out there wants to show him this match. What did you expect to happen? What exactly, after 2 days of wrestling and sports entertainment, because of the same thing, did you expect from these two fucking people? What do you want to do? Fucking arm drag, hip toss, body slam bullshit?
Right.
No, you're gonna get finisher spamming. It's fan service. It's the main event WrestleMania. What do you think is gonna happen? You got exactly what you were supposed to get. Yes, Roman got hurt.
Yeah,
And
like
just-
that.
Brock got
That
a
is
little,
one of
little
those.
too tight.
We still don't know what really happened because when he got out of the Kimura, it's like, oh shit,
It's out,
Did
it's
Brock
out, it's
really
out.
fucking hurt him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did by accident. It was not on
shit
purpose.
does happen.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Don't know
not
the
ballet.
extent of the injury either because people were talking dislocated shoulder. His shoulder might have popped out. Who really knows?
And
but
even if it was a
regardless of
dislocated shoulder or popped out, just pop it back in, heal up for a few weeks, and you're fine.
and also, the chase is better than the catch sometimes. We understand that. But just the match, when they're standing in the ring and the bell rings, You feel this match. This has a big fight feel to it. Everything about it is like, we're ready to go. I was pacing watching this match because I was everything I expected to see. Suplex City, spears, F5s, all that shit. Superman punches. That's what I'm expecting. It was like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, which is the best wrestling match of that year because they did the least amount of stuff and made the most money. That's the business. That's what they did here. So everybody out there doesn't like this match. You're wrong. End of story.
And then the end of Roman holding up both titles, struggling to get one of them up at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're on the outside, he does it pretty good right there.
And you get that last shot of him holding the titles and all the power
That's
going
going to be in
off.
the highlight packages.
And that was the tweet I put out. I said, this match is not 1 year in the making. This match is 6 years in the making. There's your long-term fucking storytelling. Am I wrong?
Wowzers.
This match, I mean, it's really... Actually, it's more than 6 years in the making. It's like 7 years in the making.
7.
Because you go back to WrestleMania 31.
That's what I'm talking about then. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's still long. They've been building this up. They've had both guys beat everybody, and then there's only one left. It's each other.
It's each other. That's it. So from
There
WrestleMania
can be
31
only one.
So yeah, 7 years. Yep. So there's your long-term fucking storytelling, people. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. But overall...
Suck my dick while you're at it.
K-I-S-S-M-Y-A-S-S spells kiss my ass.
Yep.
But overall, both nights for WrestleMania, really
amazing.
good show. Really, really good stuff here. So now
Best
for...
Mania since 30.
Yeah, best Mania since 30, easily. Now across the board, both nights, so for favorite, least favorite, sleeper, and shocker.
I don't know.
Favorite across both nights, Cody and Seth. Least favorite, Lashley Omos by default. And then,
the New Day and Sheamus.
I would say, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I forgot about that. So there we go. That's how it could slip you because it was forgettable.
I mean, it was bumped from night 1, and then they were given less than 2 minutes on night 2.
Yeah.
So that's least favorite.
There's that. And then for sleeper across both nights. I'm going to go with Mysterio's and Miz and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
For sleeper.
Yeah,
Shocker is Austin doing what he fucking did.
Yes.
Against
especially
Owens.
the suplex on the concrete.
I wasn't expecting much. Like, if they're going to do a match, it's only going to be a few minutes. But no, they went like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's for me. I mean, Bianca and Becky, I had the most like emotional invested into, and it really got me going. But for me, my favorite was Austin and Owens night 1 because it was the big surprise, the match you never thought you'd see. You had nostalgia and the new school coming together in a great match. You got all the stuff there. So for me, that's my favorite. My least favorite is probably the New Day match because I didn't see it at all. I was taking a shower at that point. So I didn't get to see it. My shocker, though, is Cody and Seth because it went way longer than I thought it was going to. Didn't expect it to be that long myself, personally. I thought it was going to be a little bit shorter, but told a much bigger story than I thought they were going to in that match. So that's a shocker. Sleeper for me is Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. On paper, it didn't seem like it was going to be as good as it was, but like I said, we expected Edge and AJ to steal night 2. It wasn't. It was Sami and Knoxville that stole the show.
But then you get the dipshits like Brian Alvarez who said it was shit, and Meltzer saying it's the worst thing he's ever seen.
And Cornette hated it too, and all that stuff too. So I was like, okay, fine, boys, whatever, but, you're wrong.
Be stodgy old men, and, we need this, and have a little fun.
Yep.
Touch grass, fresh air, see some boobs.
Exactly. Just stare at a tree for 3 hours.
Watch a girl box. That means 2 things.
That one is also sexual. Oh, God! Wow, that was perfect. Wow. I'm pretty proud.
Yeah, that was perfect, honestly.
Hold on.
But the last thing I wanted to touch on before we close this episode out is Hall of Fame, especially Undertaker.
Hall of Fame.
That speech, holy shit, that might be my favorite Hall of Fame speech of all time now.
Yep.
Oh my
10
god.
minutes uninterrupted of a crowd reaction with him not saying a word.
Just soaking it in, almost crying, and then you get to the speech. I made my mom watch it, and in the end she was like, he needs to be a motivational speaker.
Oh, this was his test run. He's on his way.
Oh, yeah.
Look, honestly, of all these former wrestlers and personalities who have podcasts, an Undertaker one, with how long he was in the company and how many skeletons he knows about, it's like,
I would listen to that every week.
That's the book.
Yeah, that's the book that needs to be written. Now, some of the stories he won't talk about because, one, his mom's still alive. And two, he will implicate too many people, and I don't know what the statute of limitations is on some of these stories. So some of them we're never going to know.
Especially with Godfather.
The great influence that is the Godfather.
I never did say you were a positive influence.
I have to call him Mr. Mayor now.
Mr. Mayor, yep. But that's the thing too is like I think Cornette actually mentioned when I listened to him. This is the first time we've ever been addressed by Mark Calloway and not the Undertaker in a mass, setting like that. So you got to see what Mark is all about instead of the dead man, the American badass, the ministry and all that stuff. So this is who Mark Calloway is, and the motivational speaker thing. He's a Christian man, so that he gets a lot of that from the church and so forth, and fine, whatever helps you walk straight and narrow. I don't judge that.
I do like how he brought up. I cracked up when he brought up the story about when he first went back, and he was like, "I'm expecting to walk in, the rafters are gonna shake, and lightning's gonna be shot at me." Michelle, don't be stupid. But she made sure I sat on the other side of church just in case. I was cracking up like, "Oh, that's funny."
And because he said Michelle McCool was the one that did that, it just goes to prove that good pussy will make you see God. So, it's just the way it goes sometimes, but it's work. But that's what he's going to do in the future. Obviously, he's going to take this on the road, the big tech talk, demonstration, because it wasn't just stories, but it was life lessons as well.
Yes.
His own mental moves, as he called them there, and all three of them are stuff that everybody has all seen of him. Everybody... Be nice to everybody, show respect.
Reality, treat people with respect can go a long way, and never be content.
There you go. And that's exactly it. So
and then you get the moment where as he's leaving and he turns around and he puts the coat and hat on one last time, and the voice, never say never. Dude, that hook, that got me. That got me so bad when he fucking did that. But as someone, I think Cornette also said, that was a kiss on the cheek to Vince, because Vince loves that shit. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. Unfortunately, it's not, because let's face it. The guy deserves a break. All right?
He had a great retirement match.
Yep, done.
2 years ago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which feels like 7 years ago at this point.
It does. Yeah. That was a match that only he could have. Nobody else can have that match.
It's like AJ has that in his career. It's like, think of AJ Styles at WrestleMania. He's gotten to wrestle Shane McMahon, Edge,
Nakamura,
The Undertaker,
Randy Orton. There you go. That's all 5 of us. And Jericho, 6.
He's gotten to wrestle all these big names.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, guys had a good career, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Hall of Fame career.
Hall of Fame career in 6 years? No, 6 years. 6 years. Fuck.
Jeez. Again, another
Jericho, Shane, Nakamura, Orton, Taker. And last year he was against New Day, and then this year against Edge.
Yep. So
what more can you say?
And let's not deny, what was it, Rumble 2017 when he wrestled Cena?
Oh, yeah. The matches
my God. Spoiler alert, since next week we're doing the top 10 one-on-one Cena matches, both of those AJ matches are going to be on my list.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a couple of AJ matches, couple of others, but...
Yeah. Yep. Which, speaking of that schedule, I figured I'd go ahead and announce not only the rest of this month's schedule, but some tentative ideas in the works for May and for June. So for the rest of this month, next week we're starting the one John Cena top 10 list for the next 3 months. The first one being top 10 John Cena one-on-one matches, not multi-man matches included. Then the week after that, we're coming back to do WWF Backlash 2000, a.k.a. what WrestleMania 16 should have been for the most part. Mm-hmm. And then the final episode of the month, we're doing an interesting discussion episode, and that is Edge's road to his first WWE title reign from the moment he got drafted to Raw to the cash-in at New Year's Revolution 06. Next month, of course, the first of the month is the 2-year anniversary special. I still have no idea what
Rebooking Heroes of Wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we are. That is going to be the topic.
That's
rebooking Heroes of Wrestling.
I'm writing it down. That makes it official.
With who was on the card.
Yeah, nobody added to this. So
you have to use who was on the card.
Yes, that's happening. Just accept it. Just accept it.
I'm gonna die.
Dude, it's 2 on 1. It's 2 against 1.
3 against 1. Walter's on board too.
So 3 against 1.
It counts.
And I guess Ricky's on board.
Even if you had Ricky on your side, it's 3 against 2.
I'll just be like this the whole time.
And then say, hey, you have to participate.
You have to. Yes.
But anyways, then the week after that is the top 10 worst John Cena matches. Then the week after that's
going to be a hard list to do, but we'll figure it out.
I actually already have my list figured out, actually, funny enough. And then the week after that's episode 100, and I think for episode 100 we'll do a Q&A, like a special Q&A for episode 100.
Okay.
We'll probably do partly a Q&A, and then we'll find another topic to do as well.
Yeah, like a little topic of sorts. And then I haven't gotten anything set for the final week of May, but I can always flip. Maybe we'll do a Judgment Day pay-per-view. We could do a Slamboree.
We talked about Spring Stampede 94. We could talk Slamboree 94.
Yeah, we could talk Slamboree 94.
Yep, we can do that.
Now, for June, I have pretty much most of June in mind. First week, tackle ECW One Night Stand 2006.
Yep. Makes sense.
And then the week after that's top 10 John Cena feuds. And then the week after that, we haven't done a TNA show in a while, so I figured a good one. Slammiversary 2006. The night of the Orlando Screwjob.
Well, we could do that, or we could talk the first TNA show ever, since we are at the 20th anniversary.
That's true. That is true. The Huntsville show.
And I believe the first show ever is on YouTube.
I think it is.
So we wouldn't have to
think about it.
So first TNA pay-per-view.
Yeah. The first weekly pay-per-view back in June of 2002 in Huntsville,
first show
Alabama.
The first show they ever did, and all been up and down from there.
Yeah. Ever since.
It's been 20... Think about this. TNA Impact Wrestling has been around longer than WCW under Ted Turner.
That's an interesting prospect for sure.
How about that, huh?
Wow. And then
they're going to live forever. Let's be real here. They're going to
be around.
They're always going to find somebody to keep them going somehow, some way.
Yeah. There are 3 things that will survive the apocalypse: cockroaches, Twinkies, and TNA wrestling.
TNA
wrestling. So you'll kind of be covered on all ends.
And then for the final week of June, well,
Beach Brawl. UWF Beach Brawl.
UWF Beach Brawl. UWF Beach Brawl. Yes. Yeah.
Again, I'll just be a fly on the wall for that.
UWF Beach Brawl.
And I say...
Oh, shit. James is broken.
It's the bots. But I say we live stream that. A watch-along of UWF Beach Brawl.
We tried that with Heroes of Wrestling. We got booted.
Right.
So that's what
we could just do a review. We could just do a review then.
Yeah, let's
But
do it.
still,
Let's talk about it. Still,
UWF
Beach Brawl.
with
It's
the
going to happen.
brief history of the UWF beforehand. Herb Abrams.
Herb Abrams. Anybody out there doesn't know Herb Abrams? Just think Tony Khan. That's what you get.
With a little more cocaine.
Little more cocaine.
And who fucking lived a lot. the end of Herb Abrams' life is one of those that.
On the cookies too. Don't forget the cookies.
Herbie cookies.
Herbie cookies.
Mick Foley would share Herbie cookies with Herb Abrams if he was in jail.
Yes, he would. Overseller. Incidentally, July, we have 5 weekends, boys. We have 5 Saturdays in July. This year.
One of them SummerSlam, I believe.
Yep.
I say with July we do SummerSlam because SummerSlam's in July this year.
And it's on a Saturday
still
too, isn't
weird.
it? Very weird.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the last
July 30th.
July 30th we only have 4.
So we just got to do 4 then. There you go.
So we do 2 top 10s and
like
2 shows.
So we got to do a Great American Bash. So July 2nd, we got to do a Great American Bash. Because that's 4th of July weekend. That's 4th of July weekend.
Was there a Great American Bash in 94?
No.
No, I don't think so.
There wasn't one in 93 or 94, but we could do 92. The 20th anniversary.
Yeah,
no, the 30th anniversary of Sting Vader.
There you go. That's it.
And then for the other one,
we could do a SummerSlam.
SummerSlam on the 9th. That'd be July, day after my birthday. Yay! My birthday's on a Friday this year. Yay! I gotta take that day off.
What SummerSlam have we not covered? That would be appropriate.
Have we not covered? We didn't cover 92.
No,
and it would be the 30th anniversary of that. So that's Wembley Stadium, right?
Yep, that Brett.
Yeah, we have not done that. So I think that's it. SummerSlam 92.
And then we need some SummerSlam top 10s.
Yep. Top 10 SummerSlam main events and top 10 worst SummerSlam matches.
No. Top 10 SummerSlam Intercontinental title matches. Since SummerSlam and the IC title was like one in the same for a long time, and not so much in recent years, but...
Yeah.
So July 2nd will be Great American Bash 92. July 9th will be SummerSlam 92. July 16th, top 10 SummerSlam Intercontinental title matches. And then we need one more for the month.
SummerSlam openers?
That, or is there another superstar focus we could do?
We could. Done yet? Wait a minute. How about Bret Hart's SummerSlam?
Bret Hart SummerSlam.
Because he's Mr. SummerSlam.
Yeah. So Bret Hart SummerSlam history. So we'll do that there. There you go. And then the following week is this year's SummerSlam, which we won't be here for.
And then August will be going all over the map again. Same.
Yeah, we'll be
pretty much August, September, October, all over the map.
Yes.
Yeah.
Resolution.
You guys in these
dude, we have to talk about some of the ridiculous shit
do some
in wrestling.
Stupid shit too, man. Come on, we got to do it. It's out there. It's part of the zeitgeist of wrestling. We have to do it. So yes, Wrestlicious. I knew people who were in Wrestlicious. So
I forgot what was the last one we had in mind for June because
June.
I got lost with.
You know what the last one in June is. What you're in denial about. Don't lie.
UWF Beach Brawl.
I've already written it down, so it's official.
Hey, Terry, what would you say to Levi right now?
I want to understand exactly why you are acting in the fashion that you are, LaVie. LaVie, do you understand, LaVie, the fact of the matter that you're acting like a total... No, you're not acting like that. Don't even think about that word. You can't think about that word. If you think about that word, I'll come down there, take my branding iron, shove it straight up your ass sideways, boy. You are not going to act like that, LaVie. All right, LaVie McIntyre. That McIntyre you are there. Boy, you're going to stop laughing at me, boy. This ain't funny. I'm talking to you right now like a man talks to another man. And you jackass. Oh, you made me say it. You made me say it. I'm going to come there, take that double cross, branding iron of mine, wrap it around your goddamn head 5,000 times. times and just make you say,
I can't believe he's still talking. Would you shut the hell up and retire already?
you're welcome.
Yes! Yes! Wonderful! Yeah! Oh.
Who's this Terry Funk motherfucker? I don't understand what he's saying.
Ards.
Can I bum a cigarette off of your hot wife, Terry?
A lot of insurance.
Get your volcano insurance, you motherfucker.
Oh, wow.
Anyways.
Yeah, rebooking Heroes of Wrestling at the start of May. That's going to be amazing.
That's going to be awesome. But next week, top 10 John Cena one-on-one matches.
This is going to be a hard list to do because there are so fucking many.
Yep, so bring your list with us, folks, and participate, please.
But John Cena's never had any good matches.
He can't wrestle. He only has 5 moves.
5 matches.
John Cena's a better wrestler than Kenny Omega. There, I said it. Fuck you.
Yep.
But Watch Mojo had him number 1. I saw that, by the way, the reaction.
Did you? Oh, thank you.
I still haven't watched it. I need to watch it. I'll actually probably watch it after this. If you haven't seen it,
Mr. Scott reacted to Watch Mojo's top whatever wrestlers of this century.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one they missed on there, and I'm shocked they did, Jericho.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then again, as most of us should know, Watch Mojo is for low information consumers and nobody else.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I also
It's like they took their advice from What Culture and Cultaholic and all those
all that garbage. Because I had to redo their top 20 wrestlers of the century. I had to redo their top 20 metal bands of all time. I had to redo that. And also, I just had to redo their top 20 greatest guitar riffs. Because that one's just a lazy fucking list. When you have 4 Black Sabbath songs and 20 on the list of 20, 3 Metallica songs, 3 Iron Maiden songs, and 2 Judas Priest songs, doesn't leave much left. It's like should be one band represented. Yeah, one riff per band, please. Put some effort into it, Loudwire. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, to close out plug time, Scott, take her away.
Right. Please go on over to It's Mr. Scott. It's backwards right now because of the camera, but it's Mr. Scott. Go on over my YouTube channel. Just posted a new mashup today. It's a mashup of not one. Well, of course, it's not one, stupid. Not 2 bands. It's 3 bands that matches up here. Bill McClintock matches up Quiet Riot, Free, and Van Halen with some other stuff interspliced as well. So watch the video on my channel to find about that. More stuff coming soon. There'll be another video from reaction from Nemo Fila coming out tomorrow. Stuff will come out next week. Also, you can find me on Twitch. Whoa, Twitch has been making me work these past couple times. The boy right over here, Mr. Levi McIntyre there, as Jackass Terry Funk said there. No, Levi McIntyre, Thrash Maniac, blessing me with some bits on there. Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate that. All seriousness. Much love to you. And, of course, love to everyone else that's been visiting me on my Twitch channel and giving me a lot of love on there that I do not feel I deserve at all, seriously, but thank you all so much for the support there. So come on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/itsmrscott, and watch me jam out and have some fun on there. Also, you find this stuff right here under TeePublic. Go to tpublic.com. You can find It's Mr. Scott merchandise, and there's all kinds of cool stuff in there, as Levi is busting a gut over something, apparently. Even though I'm being serious, he's laughing at me. Fine. That's what I get for being all nice and stuff. Forget it. I won't be nice anymore. Bots. But,
fucking dick. Fuck you.
I'll explain after we finish off.
Okay, I'll finish up here because I'm rambling. So, YouTube, Twitch, TeePublic merch store. Find all my stuff there on my YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at It's Mr. Scott too. So please follow us there. Shout out also to our good brother Walter Ball, who's going to be here tonight. Find him on Twitter at YourWaltBall and on Instagram at smoking_Walt_Ball. You find me and him along with our friends Tom Clark, Skip Novak, and Dan Roberts, aka Sergeant Fury, as part of the Necrocasticon podcast, where we talk horror, metal, and more every single week. It comes out to you on Monday, so please check that out as well.
James.
You can find me on my YouTube at We Are Pro Wrestling, where I just uploaded my retrospective on Diamond Dallas Page and WCW. Next week, I'm going to be talking about the pay-per-view where his career was officially made, Spring Stampede 1997. him and Randy Savage, the Four Corners match, Booker T's promo, which, yeah, that happened.
Coming for you.
At least it was Booker T who said that.
Yep.
But that's next week. The following week, I'm going to be talking Jake Roberts in the WWF, which is going to be a really interesting episode. And speaking of Booker T, the week after that, him and Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat in WCW. And then in May, I'll talk about May when it gets near May. So subscribe to me on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at WAPW_wrestling for more updates and whatever else.
So what are you
real quick, to plug Ricky, you can find him on YouTube at Horror Master, where he posts collection updates and rank 'em alls for bands and stuff. Basically, kind of like what I do now. And also follow him on Instagram at rcarlaman_metalgod. And finally, for me, subscribe here to ThrashManiac99 on YouTube. Hell, earlier I posted my review of the new Destruction album. Really fucking good shit, too, by the way, for fans of old school German thrash. There you go. And then, don't really got anything planned for tomorrow, other than tomorrow night is the Master of Metallum game show, where everybody competes for actual prizes. I actually give out prizes on that show. So that's tomorrow night. And then throughout the week, don't know what I'm going to do. I might post a new thread for the metal side of things, and maybe... It's looking like the next band album ranking I'm going to do is going to be for Testament, because that one's just running the fuck away right now in the polls.
I think I voted for that too.
Yeah, it's between Testament, Celtic Frost, Judas Priest, Nile, and Dream Theater. Wanted to add variety, so to speak. But yeah, that's that. And then next up, as far as my plugs, you can follow me on Instagram at ThrashManiac_YT, where post whatever shit I get in the mail for CDs or food pics or whatever the fuck. And then last but certainly not least, follow and or subscribe to me on Twitch at ThrashManiac99. I had a fucking funny stream Wednesday night playing bunch of games with friends, and like Gary's Mod, where we just went absolutely ape shit. But yeah, because Wednesday night's game night with pals over on the TeamSpeak side of things. But that's that. We'll see you next week for John.
What were you laughing at? Matches. What were you laughing at?
Deliver them biddies. I was thinking that could be taken in many different ways, bud.
Yep. Dropping them itty bitties,
especially up the ass.
Drop those big old itty bitties. Titties. Yes, tig old
itty
bitties.
Itty bitty slitties.
Yep. Itty bitty titty committee.
There you go.
In New York City.
But anyways, we will see you next week. Take care, everybody.